Okay. I've hit the go live button. I've no idea what that means on YouTube, so it probably means we've cut off the first part of what I've just said, which invariably is hello. But there we go. So yes, here we go. It is CodeJam time 2022. How are we all doing? Let's have a look. We've got 136 people watching already. That's excellent. Hopefully you can all hear me as well. That's good. Yes, excellent. Good, good, good. Well, this is that time of year where awkwardly I just have to sit here for 10 minutes and fill in the gaps because I can't reveal the theme until the time and the start of the jam. But it's a good opportunity to go over some of the jam rules and regulations. And if you've not done a jam before, what's it all about? Let's just have a quick look at the chats. It's not often I stream on YouTube. Prefer streaming on other platforms, but here we go. So let's have a look. So, lots of names I recognise. That's good. That's good. It's begun. Good evening. Excellent. Thank you, Rosso. Yes, that's, if anybody's going to try and mess things up, it's going to be Rosso there. Yeah, I can keep my eye on you. And I can see lots of people from the Discord server too. That's good, good, good. Most of the action for this jam will be coordinated through the Discord server. There's going to be several chats that people will be live streaming their development on. We'll also, during the rating period, have people live streaming the submissions. And it's a good community, and you can show your stuff and ask for help and team up and all that good stuff. Anyway, what's it all about? Well, I started the channel in the hope that we could sort of come together as bedroom programmers, because that's effectively what we are, sitting alone in front of our computers and coding things. And it was fun, and it's enjoyable, and it's lonely until you start taking part in a code jam, of course, and that's what we're doing today. And this is, I think, is this the 5th sort of one lone coder kind of jam? I think it is. So if I keep glancing down like this, is because I'm just looking at the chats just to make sure, keep an eye on things. So yeah, if you've not done a jam before, what's it all about? Well, was going to be a theme, and you have to code something. Now, most jams are game jams. The code jam isn't necessarily a game jam. It can be. You can program games, but you don't have to program games. You can program applications too. It's really about sort of having an opportunity to show off some of your projects, but in order to keep it fair, there's a theme, and we don't announce the theme until the very start of it. The idea being is that you can't just go and take a load of stuff you've got before and reuse it. The idea is it's got to be kind of novel and created within the jam period, and the jam period is, I think, it's about 9 days this time round. The idea is you can get the theme idea, and then we can hack something together and try and submit it, and then it goes in for a rating period. So once the ratings have started, and that happens at the very end of the jam, your submission will be locked down. You cannot change it. Within reason. There's always a few people that need to change it for some reason or another. Come find a moderator on the Discord if that's the case. But during that period, it's locked down, and it is rated by, well, in this case, it's rated by everybody that's registered as part of the jam. I've not opened it fully to the public because we had some controversy one year when I did that. There are some categories upon which all of the entries are rated, and one of them is legitimacy, because itch jams tend to suffer from spam entries and games companies just trying to get their stuff into jams for free advertising and selling of DLC, that sort of thing. One of the ratings is legitimacy, so it kind of has to look and feel like you've created this during the jam. And we've also got some sharp-eyed moderators as well that will just keep an eye on it. We've done this enough times now, we tend to know when some of the entries are legitimate or not, and if we don't expect it's legitimate, then it just gets banned straight up. There's no recourse or anything. Anyway, that's all very miserable, and we don't want to talk about that. We're going to talk about this excellent fun jam. The theme will be revealed in, I've got on my screen 5 minutes 20 seconds, but I've no idea what the latency is like now. I did have to push it up. Let's have a quick look at the chat. It says, who do I recognise here? I'll recognise. We've got Alter, we've got Morris, we've got Saladin, we've got Perpy, we've got Fruz, we've got Voxel, we've got Danicron, we've got Lapis. We've got everybody here. Excellent, good stuff. These are lots of very familiar names from the Discord server anyway. So we've still got 4 minutes to kill before the theme, and there is no sort of fancy intro this year. It is just going to be the theme being announced, simply because it's a smaller jam. I've not made as many videos this year. I've had lots of other things going on, so it's not surprising that this year the jam is, well, looking to be about half the size of previous jams. But that works in our favour in many ways. The last few jams we've had over 100 entries. 100 entries is a lot of people. It's a lot of effort for somebody to actually sit through and rate, let alone somebody to actually sit through and make videos about. So maybe this year, if we can get good 20, 30 entries, something like that, I'd be really pleased with that. And it also means those 20 and 30 entries will be really the focus of people who are rating things. Far easier for people to rate the smaller numbers, so it's not too bad. Oh, hang on, there is some money just flashing up on the stream. I don't understand. There we go. What does that say? Tech House has donated €1.76. Well, thank you very much. Not very often I get sort of donations. Occasionally, see, I've kind of stopped streaming a little bit, and it's only because at the moment my Javid X10 is usually sleeping about the time I would go live streaming, and so I've had to make some special arrangements for tonight so I can be noisy on the mic and I can clatter about on the keyboard and that sort of thing. Oh, Annie's here as well. Oh, very good. And Alex, yay, everybody's here. Good, good, good. So let's see, is the actual chat how latent is the actual chat? So I say it's 3 minutes 8 seconds, coming up to 3 minutes on my clock. What is it on yours right now? I think the text is probably quite live. Yes, after the reveal, I will be on the Discord server taking part, probably doing some jam dev actually, but there'll be a few other people also hacking away at things, and I don't want to sort of take the thunder from them. We're going to be using the hashtag OLC CodeJam 2022 for everything, so we can all find each other. If you're streaming on Twitch, please mention that somewhere. If you're going to post videos and clips on Twitter or whatever, please mention. You know how hashtags will go. I'm coming. The boomer within is being unleashed here, isn't it? Right, so you're about a minute behind in reality. Okay, so in terms of video streaming, we're all over the place. Right. Oh, Lapis. Oh, thank you, Lapis. That's very kind of you. Feels nice to support your favourite creator. Do you know, Lapis is one of those people that when people ask me outside, in the real life, I get asked, how does the sort of the one lone coder thing actually work? And I use Lapis as an example. Sorry, Lapis, for sort of singling you out here. Because I remember when you first came to the server and you sort of had all of these crazy questions about C++ and sort of all this like weird things. And you've gone on to become probably one of the most proficient people at undefined behavior that I think I've ever seen. Thank you, Vorade. Thank you very much. There's another donation, yep. Good. And any sort of donations like this goes into a pot which goes to fund One Lone Coder stuff. So typically it's a server space. There's actually some space for users to take part in writing their own network code if they're interested. It also we do occasionally drop little gifts on people, and so it's a useful pot. There we go. How do you use OLC? Well, there's lots of videos about that, but right now is not the time to start talking about how we use the One Lone Coder stuff. And that's an important thing to mention just before we start to do the theme reveal. You don't have to use the Pixel game engine. You don't have to use the console game engine. You don't have to use anything I've ever created in any of the videos. It is entirely up to you what technologies you use. This should probably be from scratch. If you can, but that doesn't mean you can't use Unity, it doesn't mean you can't use Unreal, it doesn't mean you can't use an engine you've got stashed away somewhere. The idea is just try and come up with something new and novel for this jam, and enjoy doing it. Set yourself a real challenge and push yourself just that bit. If you can learn one thing out of the jam, it was totally worth it. Oh, and we've got a big donation there from Voxel, raking it in. Obviously, Voxel's getting paid too much as a web dev. Oh, here we go, 9, 8, 7. I've got to do some technology here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So good luck, everybody. The theme and the jam is starting. The theme is weather. Ooh. Right, really broad theme. I think there's lots of potential for this one. So there we go. Let's see. I'm going to have to wait probably 10 minutes in the chat. It seems the latency is really bad. But good. So the theme is weather. So you can come up with games that have a weather element to it. Is it the case that the weather controls something in the game? Does the player have to avoid the weather? Is it a simulation of the weather? Is it something that can access the data repository online and use real live weather? Is it an application that can track the weather? Could we go all political and start talking about climate change and things like that? Or not climate change? You know, we've got to look at everything from every perspective. There's all sorts of different things. I think it's a nice broad theme. I'm hoping to see a good mix between applications and games. And oh good, and we're getting, yeah, it's okay. So some people aren't deciding just yet. I think it's a good theme. I think it's a very open theme. I think probably the most open theme we've had. And I really am sort of trying to look for a 50-50 kind of approach to applications and games. So yeah, a big thank you there to Voxel. That's very kind and generous of you. We'll sort something out on the server to make sure you get I don't know. We'll not ban you for 2 weeks. I think now that's how we'll stretch that one out. So whilst the weather is on the screen, I'm going to start changing the itch page so we can actually put this stuff on there. I'll do a few bits and pieces whilst trying to talk and remembering how to use itch. Because it is a terrible back-end system for doing anything like this. Let's have a look. So I'm going to get rid of the theme reveal stream. That's it. And I'm going to replace it with the image that you should be able to see on... There we go. Pick image. Upload image. So, yeah, I think weather. What do we think? Easy? Hard? Too easy? Too hard? Too small? I think lots of potential. Now, if you've not entered a jam before, it does help if your application can run in a browser. Now, this is very controversial because it's not that easy to make everything run in a browser, so it does tend to bias those that can do it. Now, lots of established game engines will compile in such a way to start using the browser. But there's a reason for it. Nobody likes to download CodeJam 2022.exe and just run it. Well, unless you've got the requisite precautions in order to do so, most people would prefer just to click and run something. So if you can't get it to run for the browser, please upload a video of what your application does, so at least people can see it without necessarily taking the risk. So it's an important thing to mention there. Let's just have a quick glance at some of the chats and see what's going on, just see what we think of the theme. Okay, it looks like it's a reasonably well accepted theme. Yeah, that's an excellent theme with a lot of potential. I think so. Yeah. I think there's a lot you can do with this one, and I think there's also, I have tried to think about it. It does bias itself towards what I've seen people doing on the server. So I've seen people doing simulations, I've seen people doing erosion, I've seen people looking at particle systems, I've seen people looking at cloud systems. I think there's a lot to it, but please don't think it has to be a game. It's a CodeJam. It can be a game, but it doesn't have to be. All sorts of different potential. Right. So that is the theme. I'm going to leave it up on the screen just for another couple of minutes because some people will turn up late, and I can see on the sort of the user attention graph that people are dropping off now they've seen what the theme is. And it's also glad that nobody guessed the themes here. 8-bits, hi, nice to see you. Didn't see you there. Yeah, solid theme, good. I'm going to now update the Discord server thing with. I need to update the text. I'll do all that later. I'll get one of the mods to mods. Go and change something. Go and make it useful. Go and do something. Excellent. Right, so that is the theme revealed. I'm probably going to go straight onto the Discord now and probably start showing off some of my ideas there for, well, I don't know, 10-20 minutes, something like that. I'll see what the discussion is. So I'm going to hop on over there. You might think, why not carry on the YouTube? Well, I just don't like streaming on YouTube. I can't talk and code at the same time very easily. I can't chat at the same time. There we go. Anyway, yes, there we go. The theme is weather, one lone coder, CodeJam 2022. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you in about 9 days' time for the closing of the submission period. So